Hey guys, it's Shy at the TechBorg, and today's video it's quite a straightforward video. Last time we did HCF, which was LCM, which was lowest common multiple. Today we're going to be doing GCD, or also known as HCF, so the greatest common divisor or highest common factor, same thing. So literally it's really straightforward. Luckily we have a Python module, i.e. math, import math, that will actually give you the GCD. We don't actually have to use any proper code to actually find the GCD, so that's pretty good. So one version I will show you is using just the import math module, which is like a 4 line code, which will just literally give you the answer. Or there's a more mathematical approach where we use an actual math method to try and find the GCD, right? GCD is quite easily found. It's a similar method to the approach we use for LCM. So we can look at the factors of both So in normal maths, how we find the GCD is by we look at the factors and then find the factor which is the greatest. Similarly, we can code that if we want to. But for now, let's just keep it to the import math. I'll explain the other method to you in my next video. Whenever I decide to make GCD part 2, which will probably be tomorrow. So for now, let's focus on GCD without using all that complicated maths. Most of the time in real world, you tend not to use the other method because there's no need to use the other method, because if you have a Python module that does it for you, then what's the point really, unless you want to make some tweaks to the program. But apart from that, for sake of simplicity, I suggest just use the import math module. Although it may take longer to load the module because it has to access it from another file. We can get onto that later on. So again, it's a very straightforward video. So first of all, capitals, we first have to of course import math, which is our key library or module, which needs to import it in order for it to function. And then x integer, because obviously we need the inputs to be integers. You can't find the greatest common divisors of fractions. So x equals int input and then number 1. Okay, then I'm just gonna make it easier for myself and just copy paste this to here, change this to y and change this to 2. Okay, now to find the greatest common divisor, like I said, it's a short 3 or 4 line code, which is what we're going to do. So print it straight away. We're just going to tell the user your GCD is, and then put a comma. Now this is where the actual code comes in, math.gcd, which means greatest common divisor, and then you put in x and y. X and y being your two inputs into the function of math.gcd, and then just save this and run this. Okay, number 1, 5, number 2, 10, and indeed the greatest common divisor is 5. Now let's look at two relatively prime numbers. So therefore the greatest common divisor between them has to be 1. So 23 and 47. There we go, the greatest common divisor is 1, therefore the program is working. Okay, and that's really it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, it's a really straightforward program, nothing complicated going on here. All we're using is a math module. But in my next video, I'll try and find like I explained to you earlier, the GCD method using a mathematical approach, and trying to use the LCM approach as well, like we used earlier, but use the factors and find the greatest of that, something like that. So that's really it, guys. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like, comment, subscribe.